Everybody, Tom's here. It's like 5:40 in the morning. We are heading out to Thibodaux, Louisiana. I will try to get a few videos throughout the day and compile something together just to kind of show you the destruction. Now, our main goal is we're looking for some folks from our command we have not been able to get hold of. The goal is to make sure that they're doing well, and we've also got a number of supplies, and this is just an assessment run. Later in the week, we'll come back out with some heavy equipment when the roads are a little more passable. But it's gonna be a long day. It's gonna be a long day, but hopefully we'll make some good out of this, and we'll get some people the help that they need. Hey, bye. So we got back from Louisiana. I was going to do some video, but really that was not the time or the place. I don't want to sensationalize all that stuff down there. It was bad. We helped out as much as we could. We did find our people and everything down there that we were looking for. I'm driving back now. It was a long day, but folks, some of those towns, Thibodaux, Houma, Lockport, some of those towns, they're pretty bad. I mean, they're real bad. So the National Guard was down there. They're airlifting in materials and stuff like that. A lot of people are bringing generators and stuff down there. A lot of people are starting to do land clearing. The clearing really was happening further south. We didn't go past Lockport, Port Fourchon. I don't know if there's anything left down there, but Lockport was pretty rough. There were some really impoverished communities that just decimated. Anyone that was in a modular home down there looked like a Mack truck ran through it. So it was pretty bad stuff. And you know, we gave what we had. I have nothing in the back of my truck other than diesel. That was for myself, just so I can get back everything. Long day. We're going to be making another trip out, I think, this weekend. But if anyone is in the area, I'm sure that, you know, people could definitely use some help and everything. We donated a whole lot of tarps, a lot of fuel. We donated a lot of water and stuff like that. Now, the good thing is the National Guard is down there. They are giving out MREs and water. MREs, though, if you know, after a few days, it's kind of rough. We gave out a lot of MREs as well because our command, we were able to get a hold of some of those, so that really helped. But some of those people down there, folks, I'm not going to lie, it's going to be months. I'm talking months before they get power. I would say once you go south of New Orleans, once you start getting like in the Raceland area, it was like wiped out. I would say 80% or more of the power lines are down. There's not a whole lot out there. I was wondering what crops are they growing out there, because I could see on like the satellite image before we head down there and everything. It's like, what kind of crops they're growing? They're growing sugarcane down there. And let me tell you, folks, sugarcane does not slow down a Cat 4 hurricane. There were people that were getting like a lot of wind. Also, just north there, I was just talking to some of our friends who live out in the Hammond, Louisiana area, and they're running into the same situation. A lot of trees are down, power out. And the biggest thing, it took us 2 hours to get from Lake Pontchartrain on the east side of Lake Pontchartrain to Gulfport, Mississippi. 2 hours. And that's because people are leaving the city because they know there's nothing that you can do there now, that you won't have power there for weeks. But also they're looking for fuel, and they are going out. There are lines stretching a mile in some locations of people trying to get fuel. There's a few gas stations open. There's like one in Thibodaux that has fuel. There's one in Raceland that had fuel. I don't know if there's anything in Lockport that had fuel, but there's like no fuel down there, and people are driving around. I know they're probably trying to sightsee and everything, but you know, that was our trip, is we gave a lot of fuel away to people that, you know, from our command that we were trying to find that have generators and stuff like that. But it was pretty rough. It was a very sobering experience. I saw something similar to this last year when we did cleanup in Bay Minette, Alabama, and then over by Loxley and over by Daphne and Spanish Fort. But out there, when you're south of New Orleans and when you're heading out to areas like Houma, Thibodaux, and stuff like that, there's not a lot there. There's not that infrastructure. So, I mean, these folks are out there. They are out there, and it will be a while before they're going to get some modern day comfort from electricity in some locations. Now there's a lot of generators, like I said, going down there, but it's hot. It was hot down there. In fact, we were in our uniforms earlier. I changed out after we were patching up a roof on a lady's house and everything. It was miserably hot, and it's unfortunately it's that time of year. It's only gonna get hotter. So I did see American Red Cross down there. We saw the National Guard. I saw Helping Hands or something like that. There was a few organizations like that. If you can, maybe think about donating to some of those groups that can help out down there, because there's a lot of need down there, and I was pretty impressed at the help that was being given thus far so soon after and everything. But this is gonna have to go on for a while. I mean, there's some people, I don't know, like I said, they're gonna be out of power for a long time without modern comforts and being able to cook stuff. So the best thing is for people, if you are out, you might want to stay out for a little bit longer, because there's really nothing there. And also, if you do go down there, so we had to do a couple water crossings that were, I think the deepest water I went through was about a foot, not really too bad. But the biggest thing are the downed power lines. And it was so bad in one section. I was driving off to the side of the road. We let some 18-wheelers go past us and everything, because they're hauling all these power poles on logging trailers to get them down there and everything, because they're taking them down by the logging trailer load. Well, all these power poles that are overhanging the road, one of those trucks did not clear one of those poles, and as we're driving, I start seeing the lines like going crazy and about hit on top of the truck and stuff like that. And yeah, that truck clipped the pole that was overhanging the road that we're on. So you must be careful. Also, there's a lot of power lines that are pretty low hanging, and it's kind of hard to see some of the smaller ones. And there was a time or two I'm like, holy crap, there's a power line, I gotta move out of the way. Also, going across intersections, no power to any kind of traffic lights, and people need to know your rules of the road and everything and how to work in a intersection. However, some of these intersections also had lines hanging down, like the guidelines that go across, and that's a window smasher. Like, so be very careful if you go down there. If you supply help, don't go down there looky-looky. Like, go down there if you're going to help people or something like that, but don't go down there if you just want to see destruction, because it's not pretty. Trying to think what else. Other than that, I mean, it was a good day. There were some people that were really excited to see us, so I'm happy for that. We found who we needed to find, and that we got the supplies out that were needed. But I've talked long enough. All I'm saying is, like, if you can, find an organization that can support some of these people, or if you know someone in the area, maybe say, like, text them. Calls sometimes come through, but you can text them and say, hey, if you need anything, let us know, kind of thing. And I'm asking anyone too, if you're one of my subscribers in the area, we're gonna try to make it out to Hammond maybe this weekend and see if I can help some of our friends out there, because there's no fuel in the area, and there are a lot of 18-wheelers with potable water, and they are giving out a lot of water everywhere. But again, if water, it might be a good idea to send some water down there or something like that. All right, I've talked long enough. We'll see y'all. Please be safe, and we'll see you around. Thanks.